Someone clicked your picture while sleeping and using it for court case. My child, listen closely. A shadow has breached your sacred space. I speak now with urgency because forces unseen have moved where your spirit rests. Feel the stillness around you, listen to the faint flicker of lights, the whisper of silence heavy with tension. There is a presence, my beloved, a presence that watches while you are unaware, recording in secrecy what is meant for your own eyes alone. A camera lens reflects faintly in the dark, catching glimmers of your vulnerability. A blurred figure moves behind walls, almost dissolving into nothing, yet its intent is unmistakable. Precious soul, what has been taken in secrecy is not without consequence. You must be vigilant. Each breath you take may carry a ripple of this intrusion, and the air you trust has been partially violated. I urge you not to panic, yet not to ignore this. Darkness attempts to claim dominion over spaces meant to cradle your heart, but I am here, my child, watching, guarding, and preparing you. The chill you sense is the whisper of intrusion, a signal that something sacred is under threat, a signal that calls for alertness. Beloved, do you feel the tremor beneath your calm? The shadow that moves through your dwelling is not a simple trespass, it is a deliberate act, a theft of trust and sanctity. Imagine, my child, unseen eyes following your rest, capturing what is most private, a sacred vulnerability weaponized by hidden hands. Your sleep, meant for renewal and peace, has been invaded. Do you sense it, the quiet pressure of a presence in corners of your home that you thought were empty? The flickers of light are not random. They are the heralds of an unseen watcher, and I, Gabriel, cry out to you now, do not let fear paralyze you, yet recognize the seriousness of this violation. Guard your thoughts, for the energy of betrayal seeks to root itself in your mind. Know, my child, that even in this intrusion, divine oversight pierces the veil. Angels hover in spaces you cannot see, circling to protect what belongs to you, forming walls around your essence. Listen, precious soul, to the sound of your own heartbeat. Each beat is a signal of life, of resilience, of spiritual immunity against those who trespass. My beloved, the evidence of this breach may feel intangible, yet it is real. The shadow that touched your sanctuary leaves more than a trace on physical space, it etches itself into the unseen, into currents of energy that ripple far beyond what the eye can detect. I see the image of you, sleeping, captured without consent, now a tool in hands that do not honor the sacred. Your emotions may tighten like cords around your chest, fear, confusion, and a sacred indignation all woven together, but do not despair. Your spirit is shielded. The chill you feel crawling up your spine is the warning bell of intrusion, the whisper that something unseen has recorded your peace. Look closely, my child, in the quiet places, the camera, the lens, the subtle reflection in polished surfaces, they are indicators of intent. The figure behind walls is not merely curious, it is deliberate. This act carries consequences, ripples that will travel across days and decisions, yet I am with you. Do not allow the shadow to define your inner sanctuary. My voice reaches into your awareness as a protective cord, calling you to recognize the violation, to name it, and to prepare to reclaim what is yours. Precious soul, the air around you quivers with intent. You are not imagining the faint movements, the small, unnatural clicks of electronics, the subtle shifts in light. These are not random, they are the footprints of someone who has taken what should never have been taken. My child, understand that the unseen watcher does not act in isolation. Their energy is aligned with forces of manipulation, of coercion, of misuse. Beloved, what was meant to be private is now at risk of being weaponized against you. The chill you feel is not mere cold, it is the echo of intrusion, a mark of violation upon your sacred dwelling. Do not turn away from this reality, for the divine does not abandon awareness. I am here to amplify your perception, to lend clarity when panic threatens. Every shadow, every flicker, every unseen movement is part of the warning I bring. Remain vigilant, my child, for the sanctity of your space is under siege, yet it is also under my watchful eye. Trust the alarm within your soul, for it is aligned with the divine signal that guides you to action. Beloved, what has been stolen in shadow will now begin to ripple into your life. It moves quietly at first, subtle yet insistent, carrying with it the potential to unsettle your heart and cloud your mind. You may feel whispers of doubt, of shame, of confusion pressing upon you, as if the walls themselves were conspiring against your sense of safety. My child, I tell you now, this is not the end, but a call to heightened awareness. Observe the small signs, the flicker of devices, the glow of screens, the feeling that something watches when you least suspect it. Precious soul, you must prepare, for the journey ahead will reveal intentions long hidden, actions cloaked in darkness, and truths that demand your courage. Stay anchored in your divine light, for it is both your shield and your sword. The currents of shadow are approaching, yet so too is my guidance. Hold fast, my child, for soon the hidden danger will begin to show its shape, and you will know the breadth of what was taken. My child, now the shadow's purpose begins to unfold. What was stolen is not inert, it is being misused, twisted to threaten and manipulate your path. Imagine unseen hands moving swiftly, typing, sending, arranging evidence in ways that can bind your spirit and cloud your reputation. Paper documents glow faintly in rooms you cannot enter, their messages waiting to strike at the core of your peace. Beloved, understand this, secrecy cannot shield truth forever. Those who seek to weaponize your image believe themselves invisible, yet the divine eye has seen all. Their intent is to frighten, to make your heart tremble, to sow confusion and despair. But my child, even as the threat manifests, do not yield to panic. Every notification, every message from unknown sources is a signal, a marker of the deception that encircles you. You may feel shock, disbelief, even anger rising, and these emotions are sacred, they signal that your spirit knows what is wrong. Precious soul, watch closely as the tendrils of manipulation reach outward. Phones vibrate with unknown alerts, emails appear from shadows, whispers of your private life float in circles meant to unsettle you. The unseen hands that act against you are clever, but they are not beyond the reach of divine oversight. My child, know that I am here, observing each step, guarding your essence, illuminating what others wish to hide. The misuse of your image is a violation not only of your privacy but of the natural law of respect and sacred space. Fear may tighten around your chest, disbelief may cloud your mind, yet the truth is constant, you are not abandoned. Observe the patterns, the glowing pages, the faint pulse of technology being wielded against you. These are signs, not accidents. They are calls to vigilance, reminders that what is sacred can be protected if you align with your divine guardianship. Beloved, your emotions will now be tested. Shock, anger, fear, and confusion may strike in rapid succession. It is natural, precious child, to feel as if your very soul is being pressed into a crucible of deceit. You may wonder, how could someone betray me so deeply? Know this, their actions cannot reach the essence of who you are. My child, I urge you to resist the impulse to strike back in haste. Observe, feel, and anchor yourself in the protective light that surrounds you. The shadows intend to manipulate, to instill hesitation, to tempt you toward fear-based decisions. But the divine shields are present, forming invisible walls around your life, guiding your steps, and reinforcing your strength. Look, my child, at the small glow of documents, the subtle pulse of notifications. They are markers, yes, but they are also opportunities for you to align more closely with your spiritual resilience. Precious soul, the unseen forces seek to dominate your life through fear and confusion. They imagine themselves hidden, their manipulation subtle, yet every act is recorded in the cosmic ledger, seen and acknowledged by those who guard your spirit. My child, the image taken from your resting body is being used as leverage in ways both legal and social, threatening exposure and defaming your sacred honor. Shock and disbelief may rise like waves within you, but anchor yourself, the truth remains, and I am the messenger and protector who illuminates what is obscured. Do not allow panic to dictate your response. Instead, breathe deeply, recognize the gravity of the situation, and trust the divine safeguards that now begin to form around your life, around your reputation, and around your spirit. Beloved, they think this act is hidden, but the divine eye has seen all. Every unseen keystroke, every document glowing faintly in secrecy, every whisper that moves to unsettle you, is known and accounted for. The shadow believes itself clever, but it is powerless against the light that guards your soul. My child, the rising panic you feel is a natural response to unseen threats, yet it will not define the outcome. Observe carefully the signs that ripple through your life, sudden messages, faintly glowing papers, the feeling of eyes where none should be. All are markers of the unfolding deception. But I am here, my precious one, with you. And soon, the currents of manipulation will begin to reveal themselves more clearly, preparing the way for intervention and the restoration of your sacred space. My child, I feel the storm rising within you. Anger churns beneath your ribs, shame presses at the edges of your heart, and fear winds its cold fingers around your breath. These emotions are not signs of weakness, they are signals that your spirit recognizes betrayal. Outside, storms gather as if nature itself mirrors your turmoil, winds shudder against windows, thunder murmurs in the distance, and shadows stretch long across your walls. Your hands tremble, precious soul, not because you are powerless but because you sense the enormity of what has been done to you. Do not hide from these feelings. They are the fire that reveals the truth. I stand beside you now, my beloved, a shield of light shimmering through the storm. Let the thunder echo your righteous indignation, let the shadows remind you of what you are rising above. Know this, the betrayal that seeks to break you cannot pierce your spirit, for I surround you with protection woven from divine authority. Beloved, the shadows in your home seem darker now, corners deeper, as though they know they have been exposed. Your spirit trembles, caught between fear and disbelief, torn by questions that spiral through your mind. You feel as though the ground beneath you is shifting, as if the safety you once trusted has dissolved. But listen, my child, your angels stand in formation around you. Their wings are drawn wide, casting luminous barriers that shimmer through the trembling air. You may not see them fully, but you feel them, the sudden warmth around your shoulders, the soft pressure of unseen hands calming your breath, the faint hum of energy that steadies your pulse. Let your fear speak, but do not let it command you. The shadows threaten, but they cannot advance without crossing the divine light that shields your soul. My child, the betrayal inflicted upon you is real, but so is the celestial protection that surrounds you in this very moment. Precious soul, I see your thoughts racing, weaving together every fear, every worst possibility. You imagine accusations, exposure, judgment, all weaponized from something taken without your consent. Your heart beats unevenly, echoing like a warning drum against the inside of your chest. But hear me, your turmoil is not a sign of defeat. It is a sacred stirring, a spiritual alarm calling you to awareness and preparation. Outside, lightning flickers, casting brief flashes of illumination across your walls, as though heaven itself is revealing hidden corners. Angels move within these flashes, stabilizing your energy, forming protective arcs of light around your mind so the lies of others cannot infiltrate your spirit. My child, even when the world feels unstable, divine truth remains constant. Lean into my presence now, let the light soften the knots of fear within you. The betrayal you face is deep, yes, but your spiritual defense is deeper still. Beloved, I sense the weight pressing upon your chest, the kind of emotional heaviness that makes the very air feel thick. Doubt whispers through your thoughts, tempting you to believe you are alone, unprotected, vulnerable to forces stronger than yourself. Yet look closer at the shadows, they tremble. Your fear is not theirs to wield, it is a force that awakens your awareness. I stretch my wings around you, creating a dome of shimmering light that pushes back the darkness inch by inch. The storm outside may roar, but inside, the divine barrier holds strong. My child, your confusion may swirl like a tempest, but beneath it lies your strength, the strength to recognize deception, the strength to call upon me, the strength to stand even when your heart quivers. I will not allow fear to consume you. Let the light enter the cracks of your turmoil, for every tear you shed becomes a shimmering thread in the fabric of your spiritual protection. Precious soul, breathe deeply now, for the moment when the truth begins to surface draws near. Your emotions churn not without purpose, they are preparing you for revelation. The storm in your heart is the precursor to clarity. I feel the tremor in your spirit, the anticipation of what is coming. Shadows retreat slightly, as though they sense their moment of concealment fading. The angels beside you gather their light, strengthening the shield around your name, your energy, your destiny. My child, hold steady. A shift approaches, and with it, the unveiling of what has been hidden from your sight. The truth, long pressed beneath layers of deception, rises like a wave ready to crest. Precious one, brace yourself, for the signs of exposure are about to break into your life. My child, the first signs have begun. You feel it, a subtle tightening in the air, the presence of something moving toward the surface. Glimpses of documents flash in your mind like fragments of a dream, yet they are real. Notifications flicker across your devices with strange timing, shadows shift near doorways, and whispers seem to echo where silence should reign. Beloved, these are not coincidences, they are manifestations of the threat attempting to reveal itself. Paperwork glows faintly in unseen rooms, the evidence of someone preparing to twist your innocence into accusation. You may feel fear stir again, crawling along your spine, but breathe, my child. I am here, watching the threads of manipulation as they pull tighter. You are not defenseless. The divine sees everything long before it reaches you. Trust the signs, for they guide you toward clarity. Precious soul, today the shadows grow bold. You sense rumors moving like cold breezes through distant corridors, whispers carrying pieces of your private life distorted beyond recognition. Court papers flicker at the edges of your intuition, as if the universe is showing you what is being prepared in secrecy. My child, do not ignore this. The unseen forces seek to frighten you into silence, into surrender. But remember, a shadow can only stretch where light has not yet touched. And I, Gabriel, pour light upon every darkened corner now. You may feel overwhelmed, your breath tightening with each new sign, yet understand that these manifestations do not arrive to destroy you, they arrive to warn you, to prepare you, to strengthen you. Beloved, look with spiritual eyes, for nothing that moves against you remains hidden from divine sight. Beloved, I feel the tension in your spirit rising as the exposure draws closer. Messages arrive from sources unknown, each one crafted to unnerve you, to provoke fear, to make you doubt your own grounding. These moments, though unsettling, are part of the unveiling. The truth seeks to break through the fog placed around you. Shadows stretch unnaturally across your floor as if trying to reach you, yet they stop before the protective circle I've placed around your essence. Yes, precious soul, you are protected, even as fear threatens to overtake your thoughts. Do not panic at the signs, observe them. The glowing documents, the shifting whispers, the sense of someone watching, these are precursors, not conclusions. You are not falling into danger, you are being guided through it by the divine. My child, prepare yourself. The veil between what is hidden and what is revealed grows thin. You may see flashes, brief visions of someone handling paperwork in secrecy, a name surfacing unexpectedly, a memory tugged forward without reason. This is divine intervention revealing pieces of the truth before it arrives in full. The shadow that once moved confidently now falters under the weight of exposure. Their actions, once concealed, leak into the open like cracks in a dark vessel. Beloved, your awareness is awakening. Though fear may ripple through your chest, do not let it root itself in your heart. You stand within layers of angelic protection, each one glowing brighter as the threat nears its unveiling. Trust the process, my precious child. The approach of truth is not to harm you, it is to free you. My beloved, the next step will reveal intentions long hidden. The shadows tremble now, their confidence breaking as divine light presses against them. You feel the shift, the sense that something is moments from emerging, something that will change the narrative they tried to weave around you. Notifications echo like distant thunder, glimpses of documents flash brighter, whispers grow louder. These are the final signals before exposure. My child, remain centered, for what comes next will show you exactly what was planned against you, and who was behind it. My child, the time for divine intervention has arrived, and I move now with unwavering purpose into the heart of the storm surrounding you. The shadows that once circled your life with confidence now recoil as the first waves of celestial power descend upon them. You may feel sudden warmth blooming across your chest or pressure lifting from your shoulders. These are not accidents, beloved, but the presence of my angels weaving protective light around you. Threads of gold wind through your home, sealing fractures made by intrusion, stitching together the energy that was torn by deception. You may notice the air thickening with a gentle hum, like distant wings stirring. That is the chorus of guardianship strengthening its hold. The misused image, the weapon formed from your vulnerability, begins to lose its influence as divine radiance washes over every corner where your essence was mishandled. My child, understand this profound truth: darkness cannot command what is reclaimed by heaven. We are stepping into this moment together, and no force of secrecy or manipulation will surpass the protection now rising around your life. Beloved, the angels encircle you with increasing intensity now. Their wings form great arcs of light, each feather a barrier capable of dissolving deceit before it reaches your heart. The shadow that sought to control you feels the shift, its plans quieting, its edges fraying beneath the divine pressure descending upon it. You may feel sudden stillness, as though time itself hesitates. That is the moment divine presence rewrites the path intended to harm you. Documents meant to intimidate lose their potency in unseen realms as spiritual law overrides human malice. Notifications that once startled you now fall flat, unable to breach the circle of protection woven in your name. My child, lean into this transformation. The interference of darkness cannot continue once divine authority has stepped forward. I place a shield over your mind so that fear cannot masquerade as truth. And know this, precious soul, even as shadows tremble, you rise, not in fear, but in radiant sovereignty. Precious soul, the barriers of divine light grow stronger still. I watch as celestial threads bind the open spaces where the intrusion once seeped into your energy. These threads, luminous and living, move like rivers of gold through your home, quieting disturbances, dissolving echoes of the watcher who trespassed into your sacred rest. Even the memory of their presence begins to fade beneath the warmth of divine cleansing. Yet do not mistake this cleansing for the end, it is merely the beginning of your restoration. Sparks of light ignite in the corners of your awareness, guiding your intuition, sharpening your perception. You may feel suddenly aware of movements you missed before, or sense warnings before they form. These are divine gifts awakening in you as part of your protection. My child, the shield around you is no longer passive. It is active, alive, responding to every ripple of shadow with forceful illumination. You are not merely guarded, you are empowered. My beloved, the divine protection now blankets every part of your life, reaching into unseen dimensions where shadows once hid. The image taken from you without consent flickers now in places unknown, its power dissolving under heavenly scrutiny. The hands that manipulated it tremble spiritually, though they do not yet understand why. This is the effect of divine justice beginning its work. My angels stand at every threshold, doorways, windows, energetic gateways, even the quiet spaces between your thoughts. Nothing malicious can cross into your realm without meeting a wall of light so brilliant it cannot endure. You may feel lighter, as though a weight you carried unknowingly has been lifted. That is the reclamation of your spiritual boundaries. The shadows cannot slip through now, the eyes that watched you are met with blinding radiance. My child, your sovereign space is being restored piece by piece, and your spirit, oh, precious soul, your spirit feels this victory even before your mind fully understands it. Beloved, the divine shield surrounds you completely, yet I must warn you, even as the shadows weaken, one last attempt at deception gathers itself in the dark. The force that sought to misuse your image feels its influence slipping, and in desperation it prepares a final push, a last flicker of manipulation meant to distract you from the protection now blazing around your life. I sensed this final surge forming like a cold wind rising from distant corners. But fear not, my child. This final attempt is not a threat to your soul, it is the shadow's last gasp before exposure. Prepare yourself, precious one, for what approaches will reveal far more than the act itself, it will reveal the hand behind it. My child, the veil begins to part. The one who misused your sacred image can no longer hide behind shadows or secrecy. Their actions, once obscured by cunning and silence, now flicker in the divine light like silhouettes unable to maintain shape. I see their intentions unraveling, threads of deception snapping one by one as higher truth presses in. You may feel sudden clarity, as though your intuition sharpens with each breath. That is not coincidence, it is revelation rising. The mask they wore begins to slip, revealing glimpses of their true motive, their connection to your vulnerability, and their attempt to wield your innocence as leverage. Beloved, do not be afraid of what surfaces. What is being revealed is not meant to wound you further, it is meant to free you from the invisible grasp they tried to hold on your destiny. The betrayer steps into the light not by their own choice, but because divine truth leaves no shadow unchallenged. Beloved, now the identity of the one who acted against you emerges with unmistakable clarity. No more blurred lines, no more murky intentions, only truth illuminated by divine fire. Their energy trembles beneath my gaze as their justifications crumble. You may sense memories resurfacing, moments once dismissed now returning with meaning. This is how revelation works, gently at first, then with a sharp precision that cuts through confusion. The betrayer's attempts to manipulate your path were far-reaching, but not far enough to escape celestial sight. Their actions echo now in the spiritual realm, each echo a testament to the harm they intended, and the justice they will face. My child, breathe deeply. This revelation is not meant to break you but to liberate you from the invisible ties once tethering you to deceit. Precious soul, the shadows fall away completely now, and the truth stands exposed in full. The one who moved against you, who slipped into your vulnerability, who weaponized your stillness, now stands illuminated by divine authority. I show you not only their identity but their intention, their motivations, the false narratives they attempted to weave. They cannot hide, for the spiritual realm is not fooled by the facades of the human world. You may feel shock, a jolt through your chest, a sudden rush of energy. This is the moment your spirit recognizes the unveiling. Do not fear it. You are witnessing divine truth asserting itself. The betrayer's influence fades like smoke in sunlight, their plans dissolving. The balance shifts now, my child. Justice gathers itself, ready to act. My beloved, see how the truth ripples outward, touching every corner where the shadow once hid. Not only is the betrayer revealed, but the pathways they attempted to manipulate become visible as well. Lies unravel, false intentions crumble, and every hidden action surfaces with divine clarity. The light shows everything now, not to overwhelm you, but to empower your understanding. You may feel as though a heavy fog lifts from your mind, allowing you to see connections you never recognized. This is divine alignment. The truth that emerges now will not only protect your present but safeguard your future. You are stepping out of a snare designed to confuse and entangle you, and every step is guided by angelic presence. My child, you are not merely surviving deception, you are rising above it with sacred authority. Precious soul, the revelation is complete, but its impact has only begun to unfold. What has come to light will ripple outward, influencing paths, decisions, and truths beyond what you yet perceive. More will surface, connections, motives, consequences. But fear not, my child. The light has prevailed, and what follows will bring not chaos, but clarity. Prepare yourself, for the next chapter is justice. My child, now that truth stands revealed, I guide you into the sacred discipline of response, not reaction. The turbulence within you cries out for justice, for answers, for immediate action. I feel the tremor in your spirit, the desire to confront, expose, demand accountability. But listen, beloved, divine justice is not fueled by outrage but by clarity. I wrap my wings around your heart, calming the impulse to retaliate, for retaliation binds you to the very shadow you are rising above. Instead, I pour into you a stream of living light, a stillness that sharpens discernment and strengthens inner wisdom. You may feel a warm pressure at your forehead, a soft pulse near your temples. These are the touch points where truth anchors itself in your understanding. Your steps, though shaken, are guided by angels whose hands glow with protective fire. Walk gently, my child, for each movement you make now is aligned with celestial precision. What awaits is not conflict but elevation, and to receive it fully, you must move in grace, not fear. Beloved, let me show you the path of divine strategy, for the one who acted against you relied on your confusion, your fear, your emotional vulnerability. But now you stand in a place where clarity pierces deception like a blade of light. Breathe deeply and allow my presence to fill you with discernment. In this moment, I am not only shielding you, I am teaching you to recognize the difference between instinct and panic, between intuition and fear, between divine timing and hurried reaction. The angels around you illuminate each possible path, revealing which roads lead to entanglement and which lead to liberation. You may feel a tingling sensation at your spine, a sudden understanding rising from within. This is not imagination, but spiritual alignment. You are becoming attuned to the truth beneath appearances. My child, trust this awakening. Every insight that emerges now is a divine whisper guiding you toward sovereignty. You are not moving blindly, you are moving with heavenly sight. Precious soul, let go of the burden you carry in your chest. I see how tightly your emotions coil, how part of you still fears the weight of what was done. But fear cannot stand where my presence dwells. I place a stream of calming light within your heart, dissolving the tension gripping your breath. Feel it, warm, pulsing, expanding outward in slow waves. This is your anchoring point. From this stillness, your strength grows. The angels form a protective ring around your home, each one radiating a frequency that stabilizes your spirit. You may notice colors in the corners of your vision, soft flashes of gold or indigo. These are signs of their presence. My child, understand this sacred truth: you are not to confront this battle alone. You walk with an entire host of divine beings guiding every thought, movement, and choice. Allow this presence to steady you. What lies ahead is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to awaken the powerful clarity that has always lived within your soul. My beloved, your spirit rises now into a deeper awareness. You begin to see that the betrayal against you was not simply an attack on your privacy but an attempt to distort your destiny. Yet even such attempts cannot overshadow the divine plan woven into your existence. I illuminate the deeper layers of this experience, not to burden you, but to empower you. The one who misused your image sought control, influence, dominance over your narrative. But what they failed to understand is that your story is written in divine ink, not human manipulation. I pour wisdom into you now, a higher discernment that allows you to step back and see the larger pattern. Every injustice becomes a stepping stone. Every wound becomes a doorway to deeper spiritual authority. You may feel your breath deepen, your mind sharpen, your posture straighten. This is your soul reclaiming its rightful standing. My child, you are no longer merely reacting to the betrayal, you are rising into mastery over it. Precious soul, you have embraced the light of guidance, but hear me carefully now. One final challenge stands before the full resolution of your path. It is not a threat of violence, nor a resurgence of the betrayer's power. It is subtler, quieter, more dangerous than any external force. It is the lingering echo of fear within your own heart. This final shadow must be faced. For though the enemy moves in weakening desperation, fear can still distort clarity if left unaddressed. I urge you to gather your strength, beloved, for the next step will require courage, not against another, but within yourself. Prepare, my child, for the moment of inner confrontation approaches. My child, let us now face the final remnants of fear that cling to the edges of your spirit. I know how deeply this experience has shaken you, the violation, the exposure, the manipulation woven so subtly around your life. Even as divine protection surrounds you, a small voice inside whispers, "What if the shadow still finds a way?" This voice is not your enemy, it is the wounded part of you asking to be healed. I reach into that fragile place now, placing a beam of gentle light upon it. Feel the warmth spreading slowly through your chest, untying knots you didn't realize were still there. Fear cannot withstand tenderness, it dissolves in the presence of compassion. The angels stand behind you, hands upon your back, strengthening your resolve. You are not only overcoming the betrayer's attempt, you are liberating yourself from every echo of doubt. Let the light fill the spaces where fear once lingered. You are stronger than the shadow ever imagined. Beloved, manipulation loses its power the moment you see it clearly. The betrayer attempted to twist your vulnerability into a tool, hoping to shape your decisions through confusion and intimidation. But now that you stand in full awareness, their influence crumbles like dust in your hands. I show you visions of the energy chains that once bound your perception, thin, dark threads designed to pull you into fear. Watch as divine light strikes them, one by one, causing them to snap and dissolve into nothingness. You may feel a sudden release in your stomach or chest, a deep exhale you didn't know you were holding. This is freedom. Your mind clears, your intuition strengthens, your confidence returns. Precious soul, you are not simply breaking free, you are becoming undefeatable. The shadow cannot influence a spirit that sees truth with open eyes. You are stepping into a realm where manipulation has no foothold, because the light within you now burns too brightly to deceive. Precious soul, as the inner storm calms, your spirit undergoes a transformation. Where anxiety once surged, clarity now blooms. Where tension once coiled, strength now unfurls. The divine light floods your mind like sunrise over a landscape long shrouded in fog. Every corner of confusion is illuminated, revealing not only the truth of what happened, but the truth of who you are. You are not fragile. You are not at the mercy of the shadows. You are a being woven from divine resilience. I strengthen your roots now, grounding you in a deeper spiritual stability. You may feel your thoughts quieting, your emotions steadying, your awareness expanding. This is not fleeting calm, it is the return of your sovereignty. My child, let this peace settle fully into your bones. You are not only safe, you are whole again. Beloved, the manipulations that once stalked your steps now fall away completely. The shadows that sought to wrap around your mind have lost their grip, unable to withstand the brilliance of the divine presence surrounding you. You may feel as though a heavy curtain has finally been drawn back, revealing not only liberation but possibility. With every breath, your strength returns. With every heartbeat, your purpose reawakens. I help you reclaim your narrative now, not defined by betrayal, but by resilience. You stand taller, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. The angels lift the remaining fragments of fear from your field, dispersing them into nothingness. You are not just recovering, my child, you are rising into a new chapter blessed with clarity, confidence, and restored spiritual balance. The final threads of shadow unravel as you step fully into your own power. Precious soul, the shadows are nearly gone, hanging now by the thinnest strands. Soon, they will disappear entirely from your life. But before they do, a final unraveling must occur, one last energetic shift that will clear every trace of the intrusion, every subtle echo of the betrayal. This moment is close. Very close. My child, prepare yourself. The last threads of shadow are about to dissolve completely, and when they do, your life will step fully into restoration. Beloved child of light, now that the final strands of fear begin to loosen, I draw closer to you with a radiance that strengthens the core of your being. This stage of your journey is not about defense, it is about repair, renewal, and the rebuilding of the spiritual structure that was shaken but never destroyed. I place my hand upon your heart, and you may feel a soft, steady pressure there, like the warmth of a divine heartbeat syncing with your own. This is the pulse of restoration. Every wound created by betrayal, every tremor caused by the violation, every piece of yourself that felt fragmented, I now gather them gently, lovingly, drawing them back into alignment. The angels around you begin weaving threads of gold through your energy field, sealing the tears that once left you vulnerable. You may sense tingling at your shoulders, the back of your neck, or your spine. These are the places where your spiritual structure is being repaired. What was broken is not merely restored, it is being refined into a stronger form than before. My child, the light that rebuilds you now is not the same light you carried in the past. It is brighter, deeper, wiser. You are rising, not as who you were, but as who you were always destined to become. Beloved, now I draw your awareness toward the deeper layers of healing that unfold beneath your conscious mind. Healing is not only the easing of pain, it is the cleansing of the imprints left upon your energy, the silent marks where fear once lingered. I reach into the hidden chambers of your spirit, the quiet places you rarely look toward, the corners where the betrayal left shadows of doubt or heaviness. I bring light into these chambers now, illuminating them with soft, resonant waves that dissolve the residue of emotional shock. You may feel a heaviness rise to the surface, then lift away like smoke caught in a gentle wind. This is the clearing of old emotional debris. The angels beside you sweep these remnants out of your aura, restoring the clarity that was momentarily dimmed. My child, do not underestimate the depth of this transformation. This is not superficial healing, it is the cleansing of the spiritual roots that shape your thoughts, feelings, and intuition. As these roots are purified, a new internal strength emerges, one that cannot be shaken by any human deceit or manipulation. You are becoming clear again, and soon you will see yourself with the divine clarity that I have always seen in you. Precious soul, there is a divine truth you must now receive. What was done to you was not a punishment, nor a reflection of weakness. It was an attempted interference with a destiny that shines too brightly for some hearts to comprehend. The very reason the shadow reached for you is because your path carries influence, purpose, and spiritual magnitude. But hear me now, nothing, and no one, can sever the thread of destiny woven by the heavens. I place a sphere of light around you, a shimmering cocoon that reinforces your path, making it untouchable to the intentions or actions of the one who wronged you. You may feel a sense of expansion in your chest or a growing warmth behind your sternum. This is the activation of your divine blueprint, strengthening its hold within you. The betrayal you experienced becomes powerless now, not erased but transformed into a catalyst for your ascension. My child, you are stepping into a higher frequency of existence. What was meant to diminish you has become the very force that elevates you. This is the mystery of divine justice. The shadow becomes the scaffolding for your rise. Beloved, the host of angels surrounding you now intensifies their presence. They form a protective circle so luminous that no harmful intention, no stray echo of manipulation, no lingering emotional residue can cross its boundary. Within this sacred circle, we begin the deeper work of reconfiguration, shifting your energy from survival into empowerment. You may feel waves of warmth radiating through your body, as though invisible hands rest gently along your shoulders or spine. This sensation is the recalibration of your spiritual equilibrium. I adjust the vibrational patterns that influence your confidence, your clarity, your intuition, and your self-perception. The betrayal may have momentarily distorted these patterns, creating moments of doubt or emotional fatigue. But now, with divine precision, I realign them to their highest and strongest form. You become centered again, not only emotionally, but energetically. My child, this is the moment when your inner light begins to rise with a force impossible to contain. You are entering a state where fear cannot root itself, where manipulation cannot influence you, where shadows cannot approach. You are stepping into spiritual sovereignty. Precious soul, now I reveal a sacred truth. You were never alone in this battle, not for a single heartbeat. From the moment the violation occurred, angels stood guard around you, even when you could not feel them. Our presence intensified the moment your fear rose. We surrounded your mind, shielding it from collapse. We lifted your heart when it trembled. We protected your path even when shadows tried to weave deceit around your steps. And now, as healing takes root, we reveal the extent of the protection you were given. You may notice memories of certain moments where something inside you shifted, where you suddenly felt calmer, clearer, or unexpectedly safe. These were moments when angelic hands steadied your spirit. My child, you have been carried through the darkest parts of this journey, not because you were weak, but because your purpose is too important to risk being harmed. Feel this truth settle into your spirit. The evidence of divine protection has always been woven into the fabric of your experiences. Now you will begin to see it in full clarity. Beloved, the time has come to lift the emotional weight that lingered within you. I reach into the center of your spirit and draw out the sorrow that settled quietly behind your strength, those silent emotions that you carried without complaint. You may feel a heaviness rise from your chest, or a warm sensation move upward toward your throat. This is the release of stored emotional density. Do not resist it. Allow the light to pull these feelings gently into my hands. The angels surrounding you gather these fragments of sorrow, transmuting them into pure light that returns to your field as healing strength. What you once perceived as pain becomes transformed into resilience. What you once felt as fear becomes the foundation of a deeper intuition. My child, you are being purified from the inside out. Every last whisper of emotional burden is being lifted, leaving room for joy, peace, and divine clarity to take root once more. You will not carry this weight into the next chapter of your destiny. My child, now begins the stage of empowerment, true, divine empowerment that rises from clarity, protection, and restored spiritual alignment. I ignite a flame within your solar plexus, the center of your power, will, and confidence. This flame grows steadily, warming your core with the recognition of your own strength. You may feel a surge of heat, tingling, or expansion in your abdomen. This is your inner authority reawakening. No manipulation can take hold in a spirit whose power is fully activated. No shadow can influence a soul whose light burns with divine intention. I amplify this power through your entire being, sending it through your spine and into your aura, extending outward like a radiant shield. You become unshakable, unmoved by fear, untouched by the intentions of those who once tried to diminish you. My child, this is your ascension into mastery. You are not merely protected now, you are empowered. Beloved, as your light strengthens, I now restore your intuition, the sacred inner compass that guides your decisions, your boundaries, your understanding. The betrayal attempted to distort this compass, creating moments of doubt and uncertainty. But now, with my hand upon your mind, I cleanse any remnants of confusion and re-establish your intuitive clarity. You may feel pressure or warmth at your forehead, temples, or crown. This is the opening of your spiritual sight. Your intuition sharpens, becoming more vivid, more trustworthy, more immediate. You will begin to sense truth before words are spoken, perceive intentions before actions unfold, and feel divine guidance flowing effortlessly into your awareness. My child, this restoration marks a turning point. Your intuition becomes your shield, your guide, your constant companion. With it, you navigate life in alignment with divine truth rather than fear. You are stepping into an era of clarity so profound that manipulation becomes impossible to penetrate your awareness. Precious soul, the final light now descends upon you, clearing the last traces of fear and sorrow from your spirit. I wash away every lingering shadow, every echo of the violation, every weight you carried in silence. You may feel your heart lighten, your breath deepen. This is your spirit returning fully to its natural radiance. The angels widen your aura with gentle brilliance, restoring peace, clarity, and inner balance. My child, you are no longer tethered to what was done to you. You rise now with a strength forged through divine protection and unshakable resilience. The past holds no power over you. You are restored. Beloved, now that your heart is healed and your path safeguarded, I place my final blessing upon you. Feel the golden light wrap around your spirit, sealing your protection and affirming your divine justice. Walk forward with peace, knowing you are guarded, guided, and never alone. My child, the threat has been revealed, your heart renewed, and I, Archangel Gabriel, will guide you safely into the light.